Today I'm doing my Pokemon collection! Alright, so stay tuned for some of that.
Its wings in the back, the black pieces of his wings do move up and down. He used to make such an obnoxious, loud cry. And then when the battery started dying, it sounded so distorted and sad and pitiful. But I love this thing. This thing was amazing. Let's move on to these Pokeballs next. So these two mini Pokeballs come with stickers and a mini crystal figure. So in here I have a crystal looking Lapras. Can you see that? It's pink. And I know I got another one from a convention. There was this guy walking around as Team Rocket with a giant sack full of Pokemon plushies and Pokeballs and stuff. And my friend and I think I might actually have this in a cos vlog somewhere on my channel. But a friend of mine went up and we're like, oh, that's a great costume, great concept. And the guy was like, yeah, totally, thanks. Here, have a Pokemon. So this was like anti-Team Rocket. Instead of taking your Pokemon, he gave you Pokemon. And the one that he gave me was actually this one right here, which is a Delibird. Can you see that? I can't tell if that's clear or not. But it's a Delibird. A little crystal Delibird. And that was just a fun experience. You know, the fun that you have at cons. This is another Keychain Pokeball that I have kept on my keys for a little bit. This Pokeball was a gift from my friend Lynn from when she went to SuperCon one year. And on it is Pokemon from the Black and White series. I know Pikachu, but I don't know what the other ones are. Next up, I have these two. I got my Great Ball and my Ultra Ball. Now, I got the Great Ball at a con, I believe it was MegaCon or MetroCon, and I saw this and I decided to get it. I thought that was cool and I can use it as a prop for like posing or whatever. My friends did kind of hate me after I purchased this because I kept making jokes like, you're great, that's great, you know, all those Great Ball jokes. Yeah, I'd hate myself too if that.
Good thing I have two cameras on right now because this camera turned off. Sorry about that. So this Great Ball was one of those, I believe it was like Instagram or Facebook ads that I saw online where it's like, free Pokeball with free toy inside. Just pay $1 to $2 for shipping. And I was like, should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? It was only $1. It was only $1. So I got the Ultra Ball. So I got the Ultra Ball. And my Ultra Ball actually came with this weird looking Hypno. And yeah, there's that. Next up we have the Premier Ball. This Premier Ball I actually got at GameStop recently. The GameStop was closing down, so everything must go. Everything was on sale. So I saw this Premier Ball and I was like, you know what? It was one of those that have a little clip that goes on your pants or your belt. And I decided to get it. And inside is an Alolan Pokemon. Sandygast, I choose you. So I like ghost Pokemon, so I'm not too unhappy with the random Pokemon that came inside. I think he looks really cool. So that's pretty cool, but I also got this really cool Premier Ball with it, and I apparently have an obsession with Pokeballs, to be honest. Now, this is a tin. This tin I got from that grab bag where I got that Totodile booklet I showed earlier. So it's like a Toys R Us toy that they were getting rid of in that grab bag, and it's actually a puzzle. In this puzzle is actually the first partner Pokemon collection series. And I have had a funny thought because this does only have up to the Alolan Pokemon, so it doesn't have the Galar Pokemon in it. So I have thought, like, next time I do this puzzle, I should just get cutouts of the Galar Pokemon and just stick it onto the puzzle so they look like they fit in. Almost done with my Pokemon toys. Next up, keeping the theme of Pokeballs. In here, I have two Pokemon who have seen better days in their life cycle. Let's get started with this guy. So these Pokeballs were keychains that open up. They are translucent Pokeballs, and their purpose was so you could see the Pokemon on the inside. And inside this one belonged to my brother, which is why it's in better condition. It has like a shiny, metallic-y bud, and it's this, you know, it's a funky looking Bulbasaur, and it's a plush. He's like Beanie. Which brings me to the next one. Bulbasaur, you just wait right there. This one was mine. And if you look at the Pokeball, it has seen better days, and you can see that there's a Pokemon inside. I'm gonna take him out, and I'm gonna put him right here for now. But yeah, this Pokeball, when I had it, I would play with the Pokemon inside the Pokeball. Like, it would stay inside the Pokeball, and the idea of my little game was that the Pokemon was sick, and he was not allowed out of his ball, kind of like Bubble Boy. The reason being, the Pokemon that came inside is this Mewtwo. This Mewtwo has a funky, bent neck from being smushed inside the Pokeball. His poor tail, which is that metallic-y, shiny fabric, is all bent. And now he has opposable and adjustable limbs, so he could curl up inside the Pokeball and come out. As a kid, his poor arm was kind of hanging off by a string. And because of how, you know, bent up he looked, I actually just kept him inside the Pokeball, and he was a sick Mewtwo that must be protected. Which is really funny. I did take him out to cut off his tag because you couldn't really see him inside the Pokeball. But once I got older, I realized that there's this little string that all you have to do is pull it, and it tightened up his arm. And, you know, maybe as a kid I thought that I would just end up making his arm fall off. As an adult, I'm like, wait a minute, let me use my brain. So here's that Mewtwo. Now those Pokemon plushies bring me on to the next theme of Pokey Plushie miniatures. Let's get started with the Squirtle. This Squirtle I had for a long time, and surprisingly still has his tag on him. So it's a 1998 Hasbro Pokemon toy. I loved this Squirtle because he was so cute. Cool thing about him, he used to be full of candy. He has a little pouch in his shell, and there used to be candy in there, and I didn't have anything else. Nothing else ended up in here, which makes him a very thin and not fluffy Squirtle. But if I do stick some cotton balls in there, I think I can make him fluffy again. But he's actually in pretty good condition. I like Squirtle. Squirtle is one of my favorite starters in Pokemon Gen 1. Next up, I have these things. Now, these may look like exclusive mini Pokemon plushies. However, they used to be on hair scrunchies. And my uncle actually gave me all of these. I might have had more, but these are the ones that I have left. My uncle gave them to me, and they all had scrunchies. For example, this Poliwhirl had a dark blue scrunchie, Pikachu had a yellow scrunchie, Squirtle had a teal one, Jigglypuff had pink, Charmander had an orange one, Mewtwo had it was like a kind of purple, a lighter pink for Mew, brown for Eevee, and another Charizard. His was I guess a different shade of orange, unless they're the same shade of orange. I don't know. I ended up ripping off the hair ties or the scrunchies to these just so I could keep the plushes. The funny thing is, my mom still has these scrunchies, and to this day, she'll still occasionally wear them, and they still have the Pokemon tag on them. So there's that, and we're done with those. Last up, I have this Charizard. And this Charizard comes with a fun little story. I'm gonna get to that story in just a moment. Alright, so about this Charizard. I only have this camera because my other camera's battery died. I only have one battery, so it's currently charging. So, about this Charizard. This Charizard is one of my oldest toys because it actually came with a Pokemon backpack that I got when my mom took me to go shoe shopping to get ready for school. And I saw this Misty Backpack with this Starmie on it. It came with this, and Charizard was sticking out of it. And I thought, that is the greatest thing ever. I must have that. Unfortunately, my Misty Backpack has been deceased. It is gone. It is trash. But fortunately, I did find what it looked like online, which was actually really
difficult. It took me a while to actually find that backpack, which I'll put on screen right now. That's what the backpack looked like, and from the image you can see that it has a plastic little tab with a metal button and some Velcro. That's for this thing. This thing is a little Game Boy bag. It's supposed to resemble a Game Boy. On the back of it, it has this piece where you would stick that plastic piece and clip it in, and the Velcro so this would stay on. So you could put this on the backpack and it would stay. This thing was the greatest thing ever. I used to carry my Game Boy Color, extra games, extra batteries, and lots of other things. Even when I transitioned to Game Boy Advance, it fit my Game Boy Advance, extra batteries, extra games, it fit my Game Boy SP, didn't need batteries, but it fit the charger, extra games. This thing was amazing, and it still is to this day. Currently, I am using it to hold wires. Now, a funny thing about this is if you look closely at the image, alright, you notice that it is a town in Pokemon in Kanto. It has these little red circles with letters on them. Those are actually indicators for the Pokemon strategy guidebook for red, blue, yellow. And those points are to give you information about that specific building or point in town. There's an exact image of this in the strategy guidebook. I used to have the strategy book for Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, but I did end up losing it. I don't know where it is. It's gone forever. Poor thing. It was mangled to death too. We used it all the time, my brothers and I. But this is the exact same image that they just ripped. This thing doesn't even say Nintendo on it, so I doubt it's a Nintendo licensed product, but I just think it's so funny. Which just makes it so much more important to me because it reminds me that I used to have that guidebook and I was a child smart enough to make that connection, like, hey, that's from the guidebook. It's just an exact copy. It's just so funny. Apparently they had a backpack like that with Ash on it and Pikachu, which I'll have a picture on screen now here too. I didn't even see that or know about that one, but I don't like how the Game Boy was red. I liked this one because it was yellow, and a great thing about that was that my first Game Boy Color was the yellow one. So that's where I got that, and that's where I got this Charizard. That's most of my Pokemon toys. What you don't see on my table right now are two other toys that I had. Those are actually on display on my bookshelf behind me, and I'm afraid that if I take them down, things are going to start collapsing and falling on top of me. So I do have some B-roll footage of them that I'm going to have showing as I kind of explain what they are. One of them is a Squirtle statue on a base, and when you press the button, it sings. The battery still works today. That blows my mind. The other toy that I had was my Ash Ketchum with a Cinequilt. He doesn't work. I haven't tried turning his hat backwards lately, and when you turn his hat backwards, he goes into battle mode, Ash, and he's like, let's have a Pokemon battle! Having this Ash toy with the Cinequilt was just amazing, and I loved every second of it. And I think I'm only missing a few more toys that I'm going to feature. Is a Popplio figure. Popplio was the starter I chose when I played Pokemon Sun for the first time. I love that little seal. It's super cute. I also have Pokemon badges. Those Pokemon badges were actually a Christmas gift. We did a Secret Santa among one of my friend groups, and my Secret Santa got me those Pokemon badges, so I am a true Pokemon master. Or at least I'm eligible to fight the Elite Four. Just gotta build up my team.
Next up, I have my Pokey Plushes. Now, I don't have a lot of Pokemon plushes, but I do love the ones I have. So, getting started with this Pikachu. So, this Pikachu is very old. I think it was my first Pokemon plush or stuffed animal that I've ever had. Definitely seen better days. His eyes are actually like plastic. And you can actually see that his eyes are kind of worn down. This was my Pikachu, and I used to pretend to be Ash and Misty and other Pokemon trainers, and this Pikachu was always my companion, always my partner, Pokemon. I think my next Pokemon I ever got was this Snorlax. Uniquely enough, this Snorlax is not like the actual color of Snorlax. He's more of a teal blue color than like a greenish gray. But I thought he was super cute. I was at Miami SuperCon and I saw this guy in the vendor's hall and I was like, he's coming home with me. Because he's so cute. He's so fluffy. I love him so much. Next up I have this Haunter. Now Haunter is definitely one of my favorite of the ghost Pokemon. I know a lot of people actually like Gengar, which I think Gengar is pretty cool, but there's something about Haunter, which is just like this floating head with these detached hands creeping around. I just thought that's so unique and so cool. There's actually a character in X-Men, Age of X. He also has that same aesthetic of having like these psychic powers and his hands are just kind of like floating there. That's why I like Haunter so much. Quilava is actually my favorite starter evolution. For some reason, there's a lot of Pokemon who I believe their second evolutionary line is like so much cooler than any of their other forms. Like yes, Cinequilt is super cute. Quilava just has a flame mohawk, and there's nothing cooler than a flame mohawk in my opinion. So I love Quilava. Whenever I play through Johto, I always love it when I'm able to have a Quilava on my team. Just super cool Pokemon. Next up I have this Cinequilt. So this Cinequilt looks more like one of those like Tom style plushes. He's super fat, super squishy. He's got these cute little flames. He looks all sleepy. This Cinequilt was a gift from one of my friends. His favorite Pokemon of all time is Typhlosion, which is the third evolutionary line of Cinequilt. And of course, I would say that one of my favorite Pokemon is Quilava. So I guess he was at a convention and he saw this and picked it up for me. Thanks, Chris. I love it. He's so cute. Next up, I have these two gray guys. I got a Bayonet and I have an Esper. These two are from claw machines, and I remember me obsessively trying to pick them up and keep failing. My partner came in and he tried picking them up and kept failing, and I think we were both a little bummed that we were unable to get them. And I love them because Bayonet's such a cool ghost, and I know that this thing is very dangerous if it opens its ears. It's a very powerful cute psychic Pokemon. It's super cute. So one day my partner called me and he's like, hey, I got you something. And he found these at Walmart and he picked them up for me, so I have these cool little additions to my collection. Just, you know, neat little remembrance of our failed attempts at the claw machine. Next I have this Mudkip. So I love Mudkip, and it's always my starter choice whenever I do a Hoenn playthrough. And I just think it's the cutest, and I love its dual typing once it evolves into Swampert, water and ground type. I got this at GameStop when it was closing down, and they had like a couple of different Pokemon plushes, and I picked up this Mudkip. The funny thing is, its head is so big that it can't stand on its own. So Mudkip is always doing a face plant, which I think is hilarious. Last up, I have my Galar Pokemon starters. And the dual pack from the Pokemon Center that I ordered them from came with all 3 of the starter Pokemon Keychain plushes. My starter was actually Sobble, but after I saw the Grookey plushie and how cute Grookey is, I was like, oh, I really like Grookey. This is all of my Pokemon plushes, and that is it for my Pokemon toys section. Now let's move on to the next topic. Well, that's it for my Pokemon collection. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos in the future. Bye!